Guys, hope you people are doing well. Today we are going to read another news that comes from Hindustan Times. So here is the news. Let's start. India delivers a tax bonus for common man. New GST rates from September 22nd. GST Council has approved two-tier structure of 5% and 18% as well as 40% to come into effect from 22nd. India has cut GST rates on hundreds of consumer items ranging from soaps to small cars to spur demand in the world's fourth largest economy in the face of punishing US tariffs. GST tariff. The GST Council, headed by Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, simplified the indirect tax system into a two-tier structure of 5% and 18% from a four-tier structure of 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. An additional slab of 40% has been introducing for so-called Senco's luxury items. The new rates will come into effect from 22nd September, the first day of Navaratri. This reform is not just about rationalizing rates, it's also on structural reforms. It's also about ease of living so that business can conduct their operations with the GST with great ease, Sitaraman said in a late evening press conference on Wednesday. We have reduced the slabs. There shall be only two slabs. We are also looking at the issue of compensations as these reforms have been carried out with a famous on common man. Every tax on the common man's daily use items has undergone a rigorous review. In most cases, the rates have come down drastically. Labor-intensive industries have been given good support. Farmers and agriculture sector as well as the health sector will benefit. According to the finance minister, GST reforms have corrected the inverted duty structure, resolved classification related issues, and ensured that there will be stability and predictability about the GST. The move to reduce GST was first announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Independence Day speech on 15th August. After the cuts were approved on Wednesday, Modi said the wide-ranging reforms will improve lives of our citizens and ensure ease of doing business for all, especially small traders and businesses. New GST rates on cars and motorcycles (EVs). The GST Council has reduced the GST rate on small cars less than 4 meters 4 meters in length with petrol engines on up to 1200 cc, diesel engines up to 1500 cc to 18% from 28% at present. Any bigger or more powerful will attract 40% GST. That's set to boost the country's largest car maker Maruti Suzuki India Limited. It's a breadwinner. Small cars, small cars as well as rivals Hyundai Motor India Limited, Tata Motors, and Mahindra Limited to some degree. Bigger change, however, is in the two-wheeler space. Motorcycle with engine capacity up to 350 cc will now attract tax rate of 18% as against 28% earlier, but bigger motorcycles go into 40%. That works to the advantage of Hero Motorcycle Limited, Honda Motorcycle, and Scooter India. private limited, but against Bajaj Auto Limited, Royal Enfield, which are increasingly pushing into the middleweight category of motorcycles. At Mahindra, we view these reforms are transformative. They simply simplify compliance and expand affordability and energize consumption while enabling industry to invest with greater confidence. Mahindra Group CEO Anisa said in a statement shared over WhatsApp. It strengthens India's economic foundation and will help drive the next phase of equitable and inclusive growth journey towards Viksit Bharat 2047. What's the 40% slab? A whole bunch of tobacco products and luxury cars and motorcycles. 40% rate is applicable only on few select goods, predominantly on sin goods and few luxury goods, and therefore is a special rate. The GST Council said in the statement, however, the new tax won't kick in immediately for tobacco products like pan masala, cigarette, and chewing tobacco due to some technicalities involving pending loans. Aerated waters containing added sugar or flavor, which means most cold drinks, caffeinated beverages, and other non-alcoholic beverages will also now attract 40% against 28% earlier. Since it has been decided and compensation SAS, the levy is being merged with GST. So as to maintain tax incident on most goods according to FAQs to new GST structure on other goods and services. The special rate has been applied as these were already attracting the highest GST rates of 28%. GST on insurance and medicine. The GST Council has exempt individual life insurance and health insurance policies from GST as part of the broader reforms for the indirect tax regime. All individual health insurance policies, including family, floater, and senior citizens, will be also exempted under the GST structure, which will come into effect on September 22nd. Other items exempt from GST are 33 life-saving drugs and medicines, cancer medicines, medications for rare disease, GST on cement construction material. The reduction in GST on cement and other building materials 18% to 18% from 28% to boost the real estate sector immediately after housing is set to benefit the most. A lower construction costs can be passed on to buyers, making homes more accessible and supporting the government's housing for all mission, said experts. GST 2.0 impact on government revenue. The GST reforms are likely to cost the exchequer for 8,000 crore annually. Revenue Secretary Arvind Srivastava said during the press conference, but the hope is that it will be offset by higher consumption demand. The rate rationalization can result in the buoyancy effect as well as a positive effect on consumer behavior. He said, we also expect compliance to increase with this exercise. Analysts speak. This GST 2.0 present both an opportunity and the responsibility for India. INC Saurav Agrawal, tax partner at EY, told in the Sun Times. While lower rates will boost consumption and simplify compliance, businesses must proactively prepare for the smooth transition, he said. Key focus areas include managing potential input tax credit accumulation on existing inventories and handling practical adjustment like MRP refixation across supply chains. We also need to be vigilant about the inverted duty structure that may arise. A time-bound provisional refund mechanism would be a significant positive step boosting liquidity and easing working capital pressure. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe and bell icon.